Preparing to live stream the meeting. I click got it.
Matt might have to click got it.
Have you got a little thing saying this meeting's being live streamed?
On
Matt?
Skype, on Zoom I did, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, done redirecting to YouTube. Preparing to live stream the meeting. I click got it. Have you got a little thing saying this meeting's being live streamed?
On Skype, on Zoom I did, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Redirecting to YouTube. I'm getting this like audio though, like through my headphones.
Yes. You might have to mute the YouTube.
Are you getting, Matt, are you getting
I can only hear it through your feed. I can hear it, but only through you.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was like, this is really distracting. Okay, all right. That's better now. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Analog Hour, the live stream edition, which I am a little bit nervous about because I'm worried something's going to go wrong. But I have my film BFF, Matt Murray, here to help me along the way and support me and ease my anxiety. How are you, Matt?
I'm very well, Lucy Lehman. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm excited, but like a little bit nervous because this is something new.
Not only is this the world's favorite film photography chat show hosted by Matt Murray and Lucy Lehman, it's now the world's favorite live streamed film photography chat show hosted by Matt Murray and Lucy Lehman.
So true. Such a true fact there. Yes. Have we got anybody in the comments? If you can hear us, let us know. I am just getting used to having like two screens. And then we've got like a delay on this side. So yay, 1 month, 2 cameras is success. Yay. Okay, cool. Hello, everybody. Hello, Glenn. Awesome. Hello. Oh, so many people. This is awesome.
Wow. Oh my gosh. I should have done a better job of my makeup.
We weren't sure if people like time difference and like we didn't give much notice. So we weren't sure if people would be able to join. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. We will get into catching up a little bit and then we'll like go back and check the comments and kind of see how everything is going. So what have you been up to, Matt? It's been a long time since we've done an analog hour.
It's been a very long time, Lucy Lehman. I've been shooting quite a lot. I've picked up cameras that I've owned for years and never shot with. Of course, at the start of the year, we did on my podcast, we did a goals episode about what goals we wanted to achieve.
Yes.
In what year is it? 2022. And originally we were going to do a catch up about this in April, May and say which ones we'd done, which ones we hadn't done. But I decided I didn't want to do it with you because I hadn't done any. And I was really letting the side down and you ticked off all yours and I hadn't.
Yep.
But one thing that's been on my list for a long time is to shoot this bad boy. I can barely lift it. This is the Bronica SQA.
Yes.
The beautiful 6x6 camera that I bought years ago off a guy for about, I don't know, $250 something like that.
Oh, wow.
And it's got a couple of lenses. It's got the, what do you call it? The prism finder.
Prism finder, yeah.
It's a really beautiful camera. And I decided to watch a couple of YouTube videos to work out how to use it. I did a day
Always
trip.
the best way.
Always the best way to watch YouTube. And we did a day trip with my daughter down to this beautiful part of Queensland called Stanthorpe. And I was hoping to see these beautiful pink flowers. The pink flowers, I mean, I'm obsessed with these pink flowers.
I've got one of your postcards.
Oh, yeah.
There. And I'm sure a lot of people listening do as well.
That's on Ecta, the Contax G1, which you can see actually behind me there, Contax G1. And that's on Ecta, that one there. So I just love these pink flowers. And so we went down there for the day, me and my daughter. It's almost 4 hours down there. Got down there, the pink flowers aren't out. So it was like, and we got down there and my daughter's like, we turning around and going back now, and I'm like, we literally just got here. But I actually started shooting the SQA, and the hilarious thing was, there's just one thing. There's a lever on the side there, multi-exposure lever. You can take multi-exposures with it.
Cool.
I thought it doesn't, but it's not like labeled. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I got it in the right position. So I took some pictures, some banging pictures at this old roadhouse, Maryvale Roadhouse. And I took some pictures and I did a live stream on my channel down there. And then after the live stream, I looked at the film counter on this and I'm like, oh, it says 1 on the film counter. What's going on? Is the camera, did I load the film correctly? And then I'm like, hang on, multi-exposure lever. So I took 4 bangers on top of each other on the first frame. It actually looks really cool. It actually looks really cool.
Okay, yeah.
I'll share it. I think I might have shared it with you on Instagram and DMs, but it's obviously you didn't read that one, but that's okay.
I totally missed that. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. But that's all right. I forgive you. But I've been shooting that, the SQA, which is very, very exciting. I mean, I could literally go for half an hour on my new stuff. Should we? I'll leave it there for a sec. Do you want to talk about what you've been doing?
Maybe we'll alternate. Well, I mean, we're not going to have much to alternate with because I haven't been. Well, I have been shooting, but I shot digicams all through September, which was really fun. I shot like the G2 and the Fuji X20, a couple of other ones, but those were my two favorites, the standouts. And then this month, it's what are we, like the 16th of October?
Yep.
I should know that. It's my birthday tomorrow, the 17th.
Yes.
It's my 30th birthday tomorrow.
This is the last time you'll ever do analog hour as a 20-something.
Yes.
It's all downhill from here, Lucy Lumen.
It's the last day of my 20s. Oh my God. Oh, it's just gone by so quickly. So yeah, I haven't shot much at all this month because we've just been really busy, and I took a couple of shots on my L35AF. We always have an L35AF with film in it because we have so many of them. There's always like one in the car or one in a bag or something. So I took a couple of shots yesterday at the beach on some Fuji 400, but that's pretty much it. I haven't really shot anything else, but we're going to Noosa.
Noosa.
Just becoming a real joke on the show. We're going there next weekend to celebrate my birthday, and just Lux and I. And of course, Lux is already planning like which cameras we're taking and everything. I'll have my pen FT because that's my birthday present. So I know, so excited. I can't wait to get my hands on it.
Beautiful.
All black. I know.
And how about those Ricoh lenses, huh?
Oh, I know.
Are they the goat or what?
They're the goat. Maybe not if you ask people on f-stoppers, but if you ask me. And then I'm also going to take this little the Canon shot A1 because it's waterproof and we'll be at the beach. So, and I've only shot it once, so I'm really excited for that.
Amazing viewfinder on that bad boy.
Yes, so big. Yeah, so good. So that's kind of in a nutshell, like that's really it for me. I've had lots of other things going on, but what else have you been shooting, Matthew Murray?
What else have I been shooting? Well, I'm just looking at my list here. I shot another roll of cross-processed film. Well, I didn't shoot a roll of cross-processed film, of course. I shot a roll of expired Ektachrome 64T slide film, about 20 years out of date, through my Konica Big Mini. And of course, then I had it cross-processed by the wonderful folks at Ikigai Film Lab. So that was great. I always find that to be a really good combination for some reason, my Big Mini and that 64T expired slide film. I get it processed C41, and of course the cross-processing competition that I ran. Well, I'm still running through my podcast. Matthew Joseph and I have done the first round of judging. I believe there'll probably be two more rounds of judging. There's so many entries. There's about 50 entries.
Wow, so, that's awesome. I didn't realize you had that many entries. That's so good.
It's amazing, but I think he's in New Zealand at the moment, or maybe he's back from New Zealand, or he's just come, or he's going soon, or I don't know. But so there'll be a bit of a delay in doing the next round of judging. But that's, I'm actually happy with the images I got now, because before that I shot a roll of expired, the 160 that I gave you, the Ektachrome 160 for your birthday.
Yes,
I shot a roll of that through my Lomo LCA. I just don't have very much luck. That's it. I just don't have very much luck with Russian cameras, and I think I got about 2 decent pictures on the whole roll. There was loads of issues going on, but I've actually got my images now for my own cross-processing competition, which is great. The big news, the big standout star of the last since the last time we spoke was this little fella. Of course, he's not only the hero of the last couple of months, he's also the biggest villain on earth. So I bought this at the Brisbane Camera Fair in July. Love this camera. It cost me about $65 US, the Ricoh R1. I just was blown away by the second roll I shot on this with Kodak Color Plus, nonetheless.
Oh, Color Plus.
You can shoot good pictures on Kodak Color Plus. I mean, it's got to be a good camera, right? So I was blown away. Yeah, I did a video on that, which I think I shot that about 10 days ago, but I was sick last week for about 5 days. So I've only posted it 2 days ago, this video on my channel. It's called something like Ricoh R1, most pocketable film camera. It's actually one of them. It's doing really, really well. Like it's #1 of the last 10 videos on my YouTube.
It's a 1 of 10. Such a good feeling as a YouTuber.
Had a couple of stinkers there. I had the Polaroid one I did. I went down to Canberra and I shot some Polaroids. So the Polaroid videos never do very well. I haven't got the Polaroids here actually, but the Polaroid videos never do very well. It's a bit more niche than just general film photography. And then I did a video on Agent Shadow, and that went down like a lead balloon. So good old Agent Shadow, the gift that keeps giving to me. So I had a couple of like, you know, I feel like I'm like a 70s or 80s band, and the record label are getting a bit antsy because I had a couple of bad singles go out the bomb.
They're like, come on, we need a banger.
Yeah, and then the Ricoh R1 has brought me back from the brink of YouTube disaster, but it doesn't work anymore. It's,
well, that kind of, I guess it's kind of like makes up for it, you know, like it bricked on you, but it's given you a better performing
I'd rather
video.
the camera just work.
You'd rather the camera just work.
But no,
I
like your thinking.
Feeling,
I like your thinking.
You've got to find a silver lining, you know.
But I mean, this, like the images out, I know this is not the best lens in the world ever, but you know, the images were sharp, beautifully exposed. Every single shot on that roll I took in Canberra was beautifully exposed, beautiful colors, in focus. I mean, it was just amazing. And so I'm now looking for another one. The problem with these is that if you want a decent one, that the LCD working, you're looking at at least around $400 US.
Yeah.
And you know, for $700 US, you could get one of the GR series, which are better cameras. So do you spend $400 US on one of these, or do you upgrade, you know, to the GR series?
I think that I might be wrong, and people can feel free to correct me in the comments if they know, but I think that camera is, I think Willem Verbeek did a video.
Correct.
Did he? Yeah. And his LCD screen didn't work as well.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure. I have a like vague recollection of that, but I would imagine that Willie V doing a video on anything is going to really push the price of it up. So yeah. But I'm sorry that it bricked. It's always the worst feeling. Someone asked me the other day, they DM'd me and said, like, I'm like starting out in film photography. I really want to get like an L35 AF. And I was like, don't do that. Like, do not buy that as your first film camera, because they are very prone to like having issues, and it's going to be a bit of a nightmare. Like, get a Canon Rebel G, or you know, or like, I don't know, like a Pentax SBO if you want to get a point and shoot.
I'm feeling a bit, I think I'm going to throw caution to the wind, because I love that camera. I think I'm going to buy both a G. I've got a little bit of money aside. I still haven't spent it in like a year. So I think I'm going to buy both the R1 or the R1S, very similar cameras. And I think I'm also going to buy a GR. So I think I'm going to buy both. Okay. But in terms of the R1, you know, it's going to be very much like George W. Bush, you know, fool me once, shame on me, fool me once, fool me twice, won't get fooled again. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it bricks on me a second time,
we're done.
Yeah. We're done. We are done.
We are
DUN.
Yeah.
OVAH. Over.
Oh, well, yeah, happens to the best of us with the cameras. We actually haven't really bought much this month, and I'm wondering if maybe that's because we were shooting digicams and not shooting film. I'm not sure. The only thing,
digicams, saving you money, saving the environment.
Digicams, they're the best.
There you go. That's a tagline for your new website.
Digicam solving all the problems. I want to quickly just before I show off what we've the one thing that we've bought, I'll go through the comments a little bit just to say thank you for all of the birthday wishes, everybody. And also I want to give a big shout out to Matt Germond or Matt Germond. We weren't sure how you sorry, not you, Matthew Murray. We weren't sure how you say your last name, so you'll have to send us a voice message with how you pronounce it. But I wanted to say hello to Coco and Maggie, your girls who are watching. Hello, thank you for joining us.
Hello.
And I think we have a Jason of Grainy Days in there somewhere too, saying happy 30th birthday. Thank you, Jason.
A kangaroo just hopped by my front door here in Australia.
Really got to turn up the Aussie accent.
Dial up the Aussie.
Overseas listeners.
Dial up the Aussie.
And Anthony's there. Michael, thank you.
Hello, Aki. Hello, Glenn.
Yes, hello, Aki.
Hello, Louis.
Awesome. Yeah, hello, everyone.
Hi,
this is really awesome. It feels like we're all hanging out.
1 month, 2 cameras.
Yeah.
Joe.
Awesome.
You missed anyone?
So I'm not
Ollie,
sure. I mean, probably, but we can't,
X?
you know.
No, well, sorry. I'm interrupting the flow, aren't I? I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So
I have my own digicam stories as well, you know.
you do? Have you been? Yeah, you've had a bit of bad luck with digicams as well, haven't you?
Well, the funny thing is, this was the first digital, not this particular one, but this model was the first digital camera I ever bought. It was in did some work for somebody and they bought it for me. It was like £600 back then because I was living in the UK.
Oh my God.
It was a lot. It was an
of money.
obscene amount of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I bought it, and it's a Fujifilm
it is
camera,
so cool.
designed by FA Porsche. So I bought one of these earlier in the year from a guy in Belfast. My old one died, and because like after about 3 years back in the early 2000s, I just threw it in the bin. Like I didn't get it fixed because it was cost too much money, and I was moving back to Australia. I think I just threw it in the bin. But I bought one off a guy in Belfast, and I bought it in January. It worked fine. I put it over there for like 3 months. I got it out again. It stopped working, and I was devastated. So I had to buy another one, Lucy Lumen, because I have this is the first one I ever had, and I had an affinity with it. So I bought another one off a guy in Austria, and then I ended up he upsold me on a couple of things, and I bought some other stuff.
It's not hard to upsell you, Matt.
No, it's not. It's not not hard to do a lot of things with me. And so, but then I found out the other day I got both of them out, and the first one works again.
Oh, what?
And then I won an auction on another one.
So you've got 3?
Maybe. I mean,
oh my God.
I might have 3 of these. But I think
you might have to do
3.
a giveaway, Matt.
I'd have to do a giveaway, broken camera, which is going to brick very soon. And then off the Austrian guy, this guy has got his username on eBay, something like Nikon and Wine or something like that.
Okay.
This guy, he must have been like a high-end collector of early digicams, because you know that article I sent you all those months ago, Lucy Lumen, about digicams, the new film, and then I think it was on Petapixel, and then you wrote an article. You did a YouTube about it. Remember that?
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
So I'm not sure if you remember, but in that article there was this camera, the Kyocera DR200.
Yes, I think so. Yep.
I kind of became obsessed with it. I kept looking at that article and thinking, this looks like the weirdest camera ever.
It does. Very interesting.
So I had to buy it, of course.
Of course.
So my old mate I think his name's Hans or something like that, or I can't remember what his name is. Something very Austrian. And old mate sold me this camera. So there's a nice little image there in the back. And so I bought this one off him as well. So it's a very cool,
I love that.
Japanese camera.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
But it's funny. It's almost like when you're taking a picture, this little blue screen comes up. It's almost like, like the old video screens or the video VCRs were like blue, and they sort of interlaced. Yeah. So it's very old, late 90s technology, but it's very cool.
Yeah, very, very cool. Yeah. I love like point and shoots like that. They always have cool features and things that make them like really quirky and make you want them more than to use them, really. Like you just want
They made them want me. They made me want them.
Yes. We actually got a book in the op shop or in the thrift store. It's called Japanese Contemporary Design, and it's really cool. It's like there are some cameras in there, but there's heaps of stuff. I was gonna maybe do a video on it, but it can be hard sometimes to like share a book in a video. Like you've got to do it well. I guess maybe a live stream could be good, but it's a very cool book with like lots of really nicely designed things in it.
Was there many cameras in there, or?
There's a couple of cameras, like a couple of pages of cameras, I think, but it's.
Do you remember which models?
I can't remember. I'll have to, I literally, I have so many books, including the one that you bought me for my birthday. Thank you. And I just like, I think me and Ali from 1 Month 2 Cameras joked about it because she's also a mom, and she said like it's a running joke where she'll take a book on holiday and like just not read it, or like it'll be by her bed and it's like, you've read like 2 pages of it because it's just so difficult to get through. That was one of my goals this year, was to finish Susan Sontag on photography, and that's definitely one that I'm not I'm not nailing. My other goals I've done well, but that one's lagging behind because it's quite an intense read. So.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. That warms my heart.
You weren't that keen on that goal.
You should have got the audio book and then just played it in the car.
Yeah, I've never tried audiobooks, but I feel like that would suit me better because I love podcasts and I'm always busy. I like to do 2 things at once. Like I like to multitask. So yeah, I should try audio.
Did you know that Audible have a free 3-month trial? Just use the code analog hour on the checkout.
I'll be in touch with Audible for a sponsorship opportunity. Yep. I'll be like, hey Jeff. Okay, so that's what I was going to say. So we bought a lens. Lux bought it. I thought he said it was $60, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. You can get that. And it turned out it was $260. And then I was like, hang on. But then when I saw the footage from it, I was like, oh, really good. Like, we've mounted it to the XT4.
Did he sort of do that thing where he goes, yeah, no, it was 260 bucks.
$60. Probably, I reckon, because I don't normally miss much. So, but yeah, it's a 35mm f2 D series Nikon lens. And you know me, I'm not much for lenses, but I am getting more interested in lenses since like using the Ricoh lenses, and then seeing the B-roll that we got from like this and like the photos and everything. It's just like really,
that's your age.
Really sobbing. Yeah, I know. You just hit an age, you hit 30 and you just become interested in
lenses. It's boring.
Lenses. You start commenting on F-Stoppers articles.
Oh gosh.
Oh dear.
Next thing you'd be developing your own film.
Yeah. Yep. And then I've got some film from you, which was really lovely. Some ADOX and some turquoise, Lomo turquoise, which is really exciting. Not too sure how I'm gonna shoot it yet, but yeah, I'll have to do some research. I really liked Caleb's photos, like bad flashes. He shot it in Joshua Tree, and his photos looked really cool. So
I think anything shot in Joshua Tree National Park would be nice though, wouldn't it?
That's true. Yes.
Yeah. I shot mine. I took a couple of rolls out. I don't know, about 10 days ago now. I went to beautiful Minjerribah, North Stradbroke Island, just right near where I live. And it's the world's second biggest sand island. There you go. There's a claim to fame. And it's very beautiful, lots of beautiful beaches. And you get a ferry across from near where I live. It takes about, a water taxi takes about 25 minutes. And then you get a bus. I dragged my son along, and I bribed him with gelato. There's a nice gelato shop at the Point Lookout. And yeah, there's like a beautiful, like stunning beaches and gorges. And we saw some nice kangaroos, eating berries and stuff. And nice. I shot some, I went through 2 rolls of turquoise. So awesome. I'm interested. It's actually, hopefully I'll get the scans back Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. And I'm looking forward to them. But I don't know. I feel like, do you feel like this? I feel like I've looked forward to it. I bought a lot of this because I had to get the free shipping, waited a year for it. It's finally here, but I don't know. I just get a feeling I'm not going to like it as much as purple. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I feel the same. I really like the results that I've seen like from purple more than turquoise, and I'm not as psyched to shoot this as I am purple. I think because I liked when I shot purple, I liked the way like it made like the reds look. I don't really know that much about turquoise in general, but I mean, I have seen some really cool results, and I'm excited because I like using these like more fun films. Yeah. But this is something that Lux and I were talking about in the car the other day, in terms of like using those sorts of films or even I don't know, we were going to talk about the new Lomography camera that's come out. Yeah. But using sort of toy cameras, like it is really fun, but then at the same time, part of me as I'm kind of like progressing in my film photography journey. Yes. And the prices go up of film and, developing. It's like, can I warrant sort of shooting that way, or will I sort of save film for, like my OM10 or like my L35. And then when I want to have fun, I can shoot, like I've got a bunch of digicams and I can kind of get that more lo-fi sort of look. I know it's not the same. And I'm not saying like, don't shoot toy cameras or don't shoot experimental films. It's just like, I think moving into 2023, I'll be kind of like reevaluating how much of that I do purely from a financial point of view, if that makes sense. I don't know how I think you're right. It, but
like developing has gone up a little bit in the last maybe 5 years. Like I remember paying $13 for a Devon scan. I think now I've switched labs since then, but I've now with Ikigai, and Ikigai is 15 Australian dollars Devon scan. Very good, Devon scan, very great scans. That's about $10 US, by the way. So like a roll of 36, I'm happy with that cost. So to me, the price of Devon scan has only really gone up with inflation. The major cost, as we all know, is the film. I mean, Ikigai actually did a TikTok yesterday of B&H New York selling Roller Color Plus for 17 US dollars. And then I think that's ex tax, isn't it? Because I think depending on which state you live in America, you then add tax on. I mean, that's $20 US for a Roller Color Plus almost. I don't know, but like that is the big cost. Like, so yeah, I do have quite a bit of film, but I think I'm in a way the same. Like sometimes I used to just throw a roll in a camera to muck around and test it, but I think those days are kind of over in a way. Hey.
Totally. Yeah. I see, like we were watching Analog Resurgence the channel. Is he? I think he's Canadian. We were watching his channel last night, which I really like, and he was shooting 2 Polaroid cameras. The one that you have, I mean, you've got a few. That doesn't really narrow it down. The one that folds down.
SX70, or was it the?
No, not the SX70. The other one. The one that, yes, that's it. That one. Yeah. He was shooting that, and then like a cheaper, just sort of box one, and then comparing them, which was helpful. So thank you for doing it. But
was the SLR?
When he was shooting, they kind of looked similar, really. Like everything sort of looked the same. You know, it wasn't like, oh, there's a huge difference to warrant the price. I
personally, I think there is a significant difference, but it depends on how he shot it and everything.
I know, it's so like there's so many variables, and like he was shooting kind of, I think, which was all that was available to him, with quite sort of drab scenes, like not with a lot of color. He shot like, and he found an abandoned place, and he was shooting that. So quite
Lucy
messy.
Lumen calls Canada drab. That's the next headline. You've offended a whole country. Canada is drab, says Lucy Lumen.
Camera revival. Like, we're deleting that interview we did with you. No, it just like, you know, like the sun wasn't out. It wasn't like, you know, the Gold Coast kind of weather that, you know.
Not everywhere's the Gold Coast.
I know. We're very lucky. But yeah, like when I'm shooting Polaroid, like I want to get lots of color. I mean, I do that with everything. So yeah, your shots definitely showcase that camera better. But my point being that he was shooting the same scene, like one on one camera and one on the other camera. And like, I was just like, oh, that's so much money for like the same photo to make a video, which I appreciate people doing. But it's getting to the point where I'm like, I'm not going to like just run a roll of film through to just be like, let's compare this or let's do this, just because, you know, like I want to be more intentional with it. It's
probably,
like,
how many has he got a lot of subscribers on YouTube?
I'm not sure, actually. I think he's a fairly like decently sized channel.
I guess there's a sweet spot where the amount of money he'd earn from the ad income would pay for the film. So, you know, it's kind of a zero sum game. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess if you make the money back, but yeah.
To me, like the SLR 680 is a significantly better camera than the box cameras. It just is. So, but again, it depends. If you're shooting at infinity, like mountain range, you're probably not going to notice a difference. And it depends on the lighting. It depends on a lot of factors. But to me, it is a significantly better camera.
Yeah, your shots looked amazing. Like those shots that you got in your video looked like, the flowers.
Oh, yeah, the ones
those
in
hotel
Canberra.
room ones that you got. Like I loved those.
Those hotel Polaroids I got, Lucy Lumen.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it did surprise me. But I mean, it was fresh film from the Netherlands that I got, and I was nervous about taking it down to Canberra. But no, they turned out really well. Probably around, I'd say about 50% of them I was really happy with. The others were okay. And the other ones being okay was my bad choice of composition more than anything.
Yeah, okay. I'm just checking the comments here, Matt. Sorry to be rude to you. This is a real juggling act. Like
it is.
I've only really seen, like, I've never seen anyone in the photography space other than Hashem do live streams. Mostly like I'll see Lux watch gaming channels and they do live streams, or like finance and they'll do it, which two topics that don't really interest me that much. But yeah, so it's quite a juggling act, but I'm sure we'll get better at it. But Molly Anderson saying that she can't wait for Turquoise to show up, but she doesn't know when it's going to happen.
And Christina's still waiting. Yeah, Christina's still waiting. Interesting.
Funny that we got, like, well, you got yours. And then Aki Soga said, just dropped off a roll of Turquoise at my local lab today. I had no idea how to shoot it. So let us know, Aki, how you shot it, and you know what you shot it with. Because I think that's
a good thing. Like people, when I did the what was it, the purple competition, people were saying to me, how do I shoot purple? What should I do? And I was like, just go shoot it. Like it doesn't really, like, don't overthink it. Just get out there and shoot it, and then from your first roll, you'll work out what looks good and what doesn't. That's what I think.
Totally. I think that's true. Same with the cross-processed. I think people were like, oh, how do I approach this? What do I do? And pretty much everything that was in the competition looked really good. And you just sort of it's a chance to have fun with it, I think. But then in saying that too, I think there are, like when I researched purple, I think Lomography had a good kind of article on like the different ISOs to get like different sort of ranges of color, and I found that really interesting. And there was a lot of good articles like explaining that and how to get like this sort of look or this sort of look. So if you want to nail a specific thing, then you can do your research as well. But you can also just shoot it and just be like, let's just see what happens, and that's fine. So
for sure.
Awesome.
Anthony's asking, Matt, when you're in Canberra, did you get to the National Portrait Gallery? No, I did not, Anthony. It's right next door. I actually went to the National Gallery, which is right next door to the National Portrait Gallery, but I did not. The light was fading in Canberra. Canberra gets very cold and very lonely
really
around
cold.
4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So I had my little scooter and I went to the National Gallery of Australia. I didn't go to the Portrait Gallery. Next time.
Yeah, I would love to go. I know that that's one of Anthony's favorites, and also a good time to mention Miss Joey Chan of her film stories, and our stories on film. They have just released a zine, which is made up of 33 female and non-binary artists from like all over the world, exploring the theme of identity. So you can pre-order it over on their like Instagram. There's a link there, and also I spoke about it in my newsletter, so I'll link that below. They're trying to sell 100 copies in October, which I reckon they will do for sure, because it looks like a really cool zine. But Joey Chan had a portrait in the prize for this year, a really beautiful portrait of her grandmother. So I'll link that below as well. There's a little video of her talking about it in the gallery, and it's quite moving. It made me cry. So nice. if you need a cry, then hit that link in the in the description. All right, moving on. What else do we have to cover, Matt?
Hello, Terence from California.
Oh yes,
Mr.
hello,
Riala.
Mr. Riala. Yeah, love a bit of Riala. I think I'm pretty sure Terence shot Riala after seeing my video, and we've had a couple of back and forths about how great that film.
I never shot Riala. I think Matthew Joseph just had a role that he's taking to New Zealand with him. So
nice. Yeah, he's a big fan. He gave me some pictures for my video that I did on it. So love Riala. I try not to think about it, to be honest, because it was so good. And I'm not going to get any again. Not that I know of. So
you've got to face reality. Sorry, I can't help it.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a gift. What can I say?
So what else is happening, or what else did we want to discuss? Do we want to talk about the new Lomography camera? I don't know that much about it, so maybe.
Well, should I show you my next new I haven't gone through all my purchases.
Oh, you haven't gone through your purchases? I'm sorry, Matthew. You've just got. You're a machine. You're a shopaholic.
So I bought this. This is the Minolta TC1.
Oh, nice. It kind of has like a 35 Ti feel, like the like stainless steel,
titanium sort of stuff.
Titanium,
so it's a very nice little camera. I was looking at these from Japan, but I managed to pick one up here in Australia. I did 2 test rolls in 2 days. In the lab, we've got those pictures. So I'm hoping it is okay. I've been having a lot of fun with that.
Nice.
What else, Lucy Liebman? Oh, and Lucy Liebman, I bought your favorite thing, Lucy Liebman. I know you always love when I talk about buying these.
What did you buy?
Batteries.
So exciting. Lux is like obsessed with batteries. He's always buying batteries.
You can never have enough.
He's bought like a whole thing from like Bunnings, which is like a hardware store.
Yeah.
So he's got little drawers for like all the different batteries for everything, and he always has a second battery. And I mean, it's good because like I'm not gonna think about that. So
yeah.
But yeah.
Every household needs a battery organizer.
Needs a battery man or woman. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought we did turquoise. You want to talk more about turquoise?
Is there anything else that you want to say about it? I mean, I feel like I'm pretty much.
Sorry. I think I think it's my brain. I think you said Lomography's camera, not Lomography's film.
Yes. Yeah. The new camera. What's it called?
It is called.
Sorry, I'm very underprepared.
The Apparat. Is that right? Apparat. It's on the front of the.
I think so. Yeah, I can look on my phone, but I don't know if I can handle another screen here.
Apparat, LomoApparat.
Okay.
So it is Is it 20? I think I'm pretty sure it's 21 mil, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a wide angle.
It's a wide angle camera. 21 mil, a classic vignetting, high contrast. So it comes in 2 different colors, though, the black one and the more kind of different. Colorful one. Yeah,
straight off the bat, I love the look of the camera. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, like this looks so cool. So definitely that's definitely a plus. But we'll talk a little bit more about the photos. I've seen like a couple of photos, and when I saw the photos, I was a bit like, oh, don't know if I'd want to buy it. I'm not sure how much it is.
It's $109 US.
Okay.
For the black one, 119 for the for the colorful one. I'd go for the colorful one personally.
Yeah,
I
for
did see
sure.
someone post it in a group, a Facebook group, and Alex Lux from the Classic Camera Revival said he had his on pre-order. So I went straight there thinking, yep, I'm gonna order one of these. Why not? $100. I'll have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
The problem though is the same problem with Lomography with Turquoise, in that when they have a product on, it's coming up for pre-order. I thought I think it's coming out in like November or something like that. It's coming up very soon. Sorry, yeah, coming up very soon. November, December it's shipping.
Yeah.
So I thought I'm just going to buy this, and then out of living here in Australia, we have to order $300 worth of stuff to get free shipping, right? So I thought I'm going to buy the camera. That'll be $100. I'll just buy $200 worth of Lomography film. I like their stuff, right? And I'll get free shipping. But of course, the problem with Lomography is same with Turquoise. If they have something on pre-order that's not immediately available, you can't order anything but the item that's on pre-order. So you can't order the new camera and add some film to it
and like mix it in, like do a
like
pick and mix. You
yeah,
can't,
and like
you just got to be the one thing.
Just send me the film when you get the like when the camera comes in. Like I don't want the film now, but you can't. And so that put me off, because then they wanted to charge me $35 shipping, and I'm like, you know, like it's going to be over 200 Australian dollars. Then I'm like, you know, it can completely put me off. I mean, is this vastly different to a lot of other cameras out there? It's a bit different. It's got the splitter thing where you can do like, you know, split kind of frames.
Yeah, which is cool. That's a cool, fun feature. And then it's got a little, has it got the little like cellophane-y thing?
For flash gels. For the flash
gels, that's it. Cellophane-y thing.
No, that's exactly what they are. Colored gel filter slider, they call them.
Yeah.
So it does look like a lot of fun. The only thing was, I got an email this morning. I briefly checked my emails this morning, and they got the guy from In an Instant to review this camera, which I thought was bizarre.
I saw the thumbnail for that on YouTube, but I haven't watched it yet. But
and don't get me wrong, like he does amazing. His video quality production is amazing, and he does a lot of good videos about instant photography.
Very well put together. Yeah.
Why would you choose an instant photographer? I mean, I'm not saying he can't take normal photos, but I just thought it was a weird thing. Like, of all the people in the world,
your lane, Ben.
Of all the people in the world, they're going to choose. Hey, we've got this new film camera. Let's give it to the guy who runs the Instant channel. I would have thought they would give it to someone. I don't know.
I think maybe, maybe they chose him because the Polaroid instant sort of crowd, like instant film crowd, are like fun and kind of like they like that sort of vibe, and they would cross over into this sort of lomography style. Like, you know how like lomography shooters are very like, you know, they're a certain type of person, and you know, then you've got your more 35mm people, or your, you know, like film shooters on the other side.
And then there's the 120mm people,
and then there's those 120mm people. Hashtag 120mm. So I think maybe that's why. Maybe from a marketing perspective, they chose him because they thought, he's got a fun channel and he's shooting some film, and people, you know, I can't really think off the top of my head who else you would send that to.
Well, see, they recently featured Claire Marie Bailey, of course, who's one of the hosts on the Sunny 16 podcast, and she does a lot of double exposures and a lot of, you know, alternate, I don't know how to describe it.
Like alternative, experimental.
Experimental, double exposures and colorful stuff. I would have thought that out of the two, she would be a better fit, but maybe she didn't want to. Who knows? Maybe she wasn't offered it. But you know, it is interesting. But
I know what you mean, though. I mean, I'm sure that it'll come out, be sent to like other people. I feel like Molly, like Eclectichrome, would make some cool work with that camera. Like, she's always up for like trying kind of anything, you know. So, she's up for anything. Sorry, Molly. So hopefully
it's the second time you've been cancelled this podcast.
And we're live too. We can't even edit it out.
This is a Lucy Byrne book.
Oh no, the Byrne book.
I'm going to get other people to start doing like online contributions to this now.
Like a Byrne ebook for like people in the comments to burn
Lucy's Byrne book.
Okay, so Ali from 1 Month 2 Cameras is saying In an Instant is a partner in Brooklyn Film Camera now, so it makes a bit more sense. Okay, thank you, Ali. That's probably another reason why they chose him. He does put together a really good video too.
His video production is
like his
very,
production.
very good.
There's a good interview with him on Analog Talk. I always call it Analog Hour. I get their show and our show confused. Analog Talk, they interviewed him, and he talks about like the studio setup he has and kind of his back story, and it's really interesting. And you kind of get an idea of like, okay, that's why your production quality is so high. A lot of the time it's because people have experience. You know, you think like, oh, how come this guy's just pumping out this really? And you're like, oh, okay, you've got a background in it.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
It's quite a learning curve for regular folk like you and I, Matt. Aki Soga's saying, does it have a glass lens? And if it's a plastic lens, how much better would it be than the Ricoh Ultra Wide and
that's
Slim,
a really
which
good...
is exactly what I was thinking as well, Aki, because I have the Ricoh Ultra Wide and Slim, and I know he does as well. So I'm kind of like, I've already got that. So do I really need to get the...
That is a really good point Aki makes, because someone else, I also saw someone else make the similar comment, 21mm lens. You know, is this being made by, who knows, who's it being made by? Is it made by Lomography, or is it made by a company like Ricoh under license to Lomography? I have no idea. But if it's 21mm lens, it could be the same lens or a very similar lens.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's exciting that there's new stuff, which if anybody wants a full rundown of any headlines in the film photography community and what's going on, there's a lot more than you would think that there is. Molly's newsletter, I'll link that below as well when we put this out. She put out a newsletter this morning and she listed all the things that are going on because she's writing for 35 MMC, doing like a news part. So she's kind of all over anything that's happening in the film photography world. So definitely check that out if you want a more like comprehensive look at everything that's being released and going on. Cause I was like, oh, wow, there's quite a lot happening, more than I thought. So
yeah, I've actually made a decision. I don't think I'm going to buy that Lomography camera, simply because I just looked up on my toy camera shelf up here, which you can't see.
I saw you looking up. Yes.
But I've got a Lomography fisheye I bought that I got off like, you know, like Marketplace or something for cheap, never used. I've got a boxed Octomat, which is the camera which 8 lenses in, like an action sampler. I've got action samplers. I've got the weird one where you pull it out like a doll and I go "Rawr, rawr." So I've got all sorts of camera. I've got the Hello Kitty. Hang on.
Yeah, you've got a lot of kind of novelty cameras.
I've got the Kitty Nyanya.
Oh my god,
it's obnoxious is what it is. It's completely obnoxious. So I've got so many toy cameras, I probably don't need another one. I wouldn't mind La Sardina. Is it La Sardina? Is that how you say it? They look, I've really liked the look of them. They're just a bit too much money than I want to spend on one. But
yeah, I think I mean, like I want to say like you need to curb your spending, but
curb my enthusiasm.
Curb your enthusiasm for film photography, Matt. But I'm a bit more like just in general, like I think your normal spending habits will just come through in the hobby, you know, and I'm like, I try to be a little bit more conservative with everything. So but it is hard when you, especially watching YouTube videos too, like we all just feed each other need for like new gear. It's
like when you were going to buy the Pen FT, you borrowed mine, and then you were going to buy one, and I was talking to you and Lux about it. And I said to Lux, if I was going to buy one, I'd buy a black one if I was going to buy one again. And then he said, do you think this one's a good deal? I said, that one's a really good deal, yeah. And then he bought it, and I'm like, I want a black one now. You know what I mean? And it's ridiculous because my silver one, which is up there somewhere, is beautiful. Yeah. And, you know, it's silly, isn't it? I was looking at a black one. Should I buy a black one as well? And
I remember listening to that voice message in the car. Rant. And I was like, just shaking my head while I was driving. So I was like, if you buy a black one when you've got like a silver one that's exactly the same and it's fine, like that is crazy to me. But yeah, I know it's hard. Thank you for more birthday wishes from everybody. And Ali's saying she did a deep dive on the camera last night and it is a plastic lens.
Yep.
Anything
so
else
I think usually with Lomography, the cameras they have with the glass lenses are a bit more expensive than that $100 price point. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. What about Leica? Do we want to talk about?
Well, everyone got really excited a couple of months ago about this new Leica affordable camera, which is a bit silly, really. I mean, Leica are a luxury brand, and if you need to ask the price, you can't afford it, right? That's a simple, matter. I don't know. I'm not a Leica person. I don't know much about Leica. What I do know about Leica is that most Leica cameras, I believe, are almost all entirely handmade in Germany, I believe. Please, someone in the comments correct me if I'm wrong. Peter Davison, let's talk about Leica.
Woo! Hey, Pete.
So it's put me off now. Anyway, You put me off, Pete,
Bloody
saying that.
Pete.
I don't, because he has a Leica, so I feel like I don't know what I'm talking about now. But the thing is this: that the rumor is that they're going to bring out an M6 reissue of the classic M6, limited to 500, and everyone's getting angry and saying, "Well, no, there's only 500." But the fact of the matter is this: Leica hand make cameras. Okay, they're not some massive factory with huge production lines churning out 10 million Olympus Mu cameras, plastic cameras. They're handmade cameras. They were never ever going to make 20,000 of these, right? And so they've made 500. They're making them for collectors. The majority of these the 500 cameras, when they're sold, if there are 500, they're going to sit on shelves. People are going to buy them as an investment piece. 5 years down the track, they're going to sell them for profit. These are not cameras that generally people getting into film photography, or me and you, are going to go buy, because we can't afford them, or we won't be able to get one. This is a way for Leica to make money. And good on them. That's their niche.
Yeah, totally. That is their niche, and I think you got to understand that, like, that's the game they're in, and they're not going to change. What are you laughing at? Pete's saying sorry. I mean, I don't want a Leica, even if I could afford one, even though we would have one.
You have one.
But
we
do have one.
Liar.
Yeah. That's true. Actually, I forgot about that. But it's not like it's not a rangefinder, or
it's not like a $10,000 Leica. It's only like a $2,000
Leica. But yeah, no, I totally agree with you. With you there, Matt. And it is a privileged thing to be able to buy. But then we've talked about this before on the show, that like film photography in general is kind of has an element of privilege to it, in that, like, worrying about the price of film, or it puts you in a different category to other people who are worrying about, like, putting food on the table or things like that. So
I guess it's also about priorities. I mean, look, if I sold like 10 cameras, I could go out and buy the new M6 tomorrow. That's not a brag, or it's just like I've got so much money tied up in other cameras. Like I've got a Pentax 645 over there I don't use. I've got this SQA that I've used I've put one roll of film through in 6-7 years. So if I sold stuff, I could afford a Leica, but I don't know, like, would it? I don't know.
You got to think about what it adds to you. It's also part of your personality too. Like, I always think about, I'm pretty sure this is right. Like Hunter S. Thompson was like a big one for saying, like, buy quality clothes, like, just have like 5 shirts that are really well made, and then you just wear those and they last you for a really long time. And that suits certain people.
Hunter S. Thompson wasn't shopping at Kmart, I can tell you that right now. The shirts there last about a year, and that's it.
Yeah, if that. Yeah. So yeah, it's like this, but like those cheaper things are a bit of a false economy, like Kmart, where you, or Walmart,
like the
whatever
Ricoh
the
R1
equivalent would be. Yeah.
Don't spend $60 on a Ricoh R1, kids.
Yeah.
Save your pennies for a Leica. But the thing about Leica is this: like, you didn't have to buy a lens, right?
Yeah, that's
so.
True.
You could go down there are some nice other M mount lenses that aren't Leica ones. I think there's a nice, is it a color scope R lens? Is it a Voigtlander?
Sure. I think it's Voigtlander. That sounds like I've heard that before. Yeah.
So let's just pretend we know what we're talking about. We're talking about M mount.
Matt and Lucy talking about Leica cameras.
But the other thing it kind of puts me off is I know that Peter, who was watching, he's probably turned off by now.
He's like,
he bought one, and I know he had huge problems with it. I think he took it back and got a refund.
And terrible customer service. I was privy to all that was going on with Pete and Leica, and I couldn't believe. I said to him, it would be like buying something in Chanel or somewhere like that, and then like them not like pretty much bending over backwards for you, because that's what you'd expect.
Don't know who's bending over for anyone, Lucy Lemon. Can we get back to cameras?
Oh God. You've totally put me off now, Matt. But you'd expect a level of customer service from somewhere when you're spending that much money. I mean, you'd expect that anywhere though, really. Like, I don't want to put it like people who've got the money to spend should get the better customer service. Like, in our day and age, everyone should be putting that like, at the forefront. But yeah, that also sort of was surprising to me to hear Pete's experience with Leica. But anything else? Are we moving on from Leica? Have we done that topic?
I don't know. I think we've done that. I've told you about my R1 dying, but I love it and I want another one, but I don't want to spend the money. We talked about turquoise, talked about digicams. What else have we got on the radar? Have we got any hot topics, Lucy Lemon? The Mike Gutterman style hot topic.
That's a very good Mike Gutterman impression. I think the article that you sent me just before about the Royals, what's her name? Kate
Okay,
You can
so
tell
this
I'm
is
not
an
a
article.
Royals fan. Kate
So-
Middleton, is that her name?
I'll give you the background to this, Lucy Lumen, and you can give us your wise opinion.
Okay.
So the new Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, of course, has been married to Prince Willie, as we like to call him, for some time, Prince Willie. So Kate Middleton is, I think she's an arts graduate or something of some university in Scotland or something, and she's into photography, and I'm pretty sure she shoots with Fujifilm X series, so she knows the camera is well done.
Yeah, Lux was saying that before. I was like,
She shoots with Fujifilm X. So that's fantastic. And what she does is she takes photographs of her family, like a lot of other people in the world, and they're given to the media and they're published, on their birthdays or at special occasions. Now, someone has actually come out. It was in the Daily Mail, so it's got to be a quality article if it was in the Daily Mail. But someone's come out and said, a royal photographer, John Swanell, has come out and said she is denying others to make their name. Of course, back in the olden days, in the 80s and 90s or the 60s or whatever, photographers would be brought in to photograph the royal children or the royal family, and that would be their thing, like whether it's, same with artists. Like artists, they used to commission artists all the time to do portraits of Queen Elizabeth II. And so it would be a big break for people to get this opportunity to photograph or to draw or paint someone famous. And so what the royal photographer John Swanell is saying is that Kate Middleton taking photos of her own family and publishing them is denying others an opportunity, other photographers an opportunity. Now, I've got my own thoughts about this, Lucy Lehman, but what do you think?
So I think there's two sides to the coin here, as most things. So on one hand, it's like, well, it's kind of normal to be taking photos of your family. That's like a very normal thing to be doing. And she obviously enjoys photography. Like you said, she's shooting with like Fuji X, and I think we saw a photo of her, like an older photo with like a Canon G9 as well, which we used recently. I think we were like trying to, when you're trying to zoom in and really have a look. So she's obviously, very passionate about photography, and it's like her hobby. And then she's like taking photos of her children, pretty normal.
Yeah.
So, should she like be denied that? No, but maybe she could possibly like throw someone a bone and be like, hey, do you want to photograph me? Because I know that it will offer you so much. And it's like a very small thing that she can do. She can still take photos of her kids and whatever, and have those photos for like herself, or sometimes use them for media, I suppose, if she really likes them.
Yeah.
But every now and then kind of, give back, because I mean, come on, they've got a lot. And, I'm not a huge fan of the royal family in general. But yeah, I think she could, throw someone a bone and help project somebody's career, and make a name for themselves. What do you think?
I agree 100%. It's exactly what I was going to say. Like, think about it. She's got 3 kids, right? Charlotte, Louis, and George. I don't know. Anyway, so, there's 3 kids. Okay. So every year they could bring in 3 photographers from the Commonwealth countries, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the Bahamas, Jamaica, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis. Get a young photographer from these countries, 3 a year, in to photograph the kids, and then they've got their big break, right? Yep. And then she can publish the photos at, the intimate moments at home when she grabs a camera and Prince Louis on his Xbox playing Fortnite, or
do you reckon he plays Fortnite?
I don't know. Or Charlotte, Charlotte laying down some sick, riffs on the guitar or something. You know what I mean? Like those moments where you're not going to, it's unscripted moments where when the photographer comes in, might not be doing that stuff. Yeah, they might not feel comfortable. She could do a whole load of work around that, right? And that would be content that people would want to see. Before those set moments, it's Louis's 15th birthday or 3rd birthday or whatever, how old he is. Yeah. Like you said, throw someone a bone, like let him come in and take a photo,
Yeah. She's kind of taking that away from people. I'm not sure if she's conscious about that, but, I'm sure that there's a lot of like my grandma, she's 96 and she's actually the same age as the Queen. She was born on the same day. Yeah. And she's now outlived the Queen, which is pretty impressive considering she's just like a regular person who's not maintained at the same level as the Queen would have been. So well done, Nan. Go Mary.
Nan Lumen, well done.
Those Lumen jeans. So she said, poor Queen, must have, been really hard for her. It's so much pressure and all that. And I'm like rolling my eyes behind her, like, oh my God, I can't believe you're saying that, but it's because she's like older, and older people tend to be like that with the royals, like they're kind of tied to it. Yeah. And so I think like you could say, like, you feel bad for not feel bad for Kate, but there's an element of like, yeah, you know, she's just a mum. Like, even though she's a royal,
absolutely.
she is just a person, and she's, you know, she's just taking photos of her kids, and now she's like under all this scrutiny and this,
you shouldn't be doing that.
So, you know, what are you doing? Like, you're a monster. So from that side of the argument, like, I can't understand it. But at the same time, like, she knew what she was signing up for when she married Willie. You know, like, and she's cut from that like same cloth anyway, isn't she? Like, she went to Eton, or
she's not an aristocrat, I believe, but she is quite posh.
She's she's on the Leica end of the spectrum. She's not a toy camera. Like,
no, she's not. She ain't buying nothing from Lomography. I can tell you that right now. But the thing is this, like, at the end of the day, she is a mum. Of course, she wants to take pictures of her kids. Like, and I think it's a bit mean. I think there's been some criticism over her photography skills and all this, which I think is a bit kind of mean. Like,
that's bullshit. Yeah,
you should. These young children watching Lucy Lumen.
Oh, sorry. Very sorry. We'll edit that out in the.
Edit that out of the live stream. Yeah, let's do that.
I'm
anyway,
really passionate about defending the mum. The mum in me was like, you know.
You were. Yes, you're a tiger mum.
Yep. So yeah, I think I do feel for her in that way, but at the same time, she knew what she was signing up for, and you kind of have to like augment your life a little bit and understand that, you know, you've got to do, you know, and they're all about tradition as well. So you know, I assume it's tradition to have someone come in and do the photos, or I don't know.
Well, see, the Queen was there's many posts after the Queen died about all her cameras, and she was like Leica was one of her, I don't know which one it was, but people will probably tell us in the comments, but she photographed loads of Leicas. She had a one of the little Rolly 35 cameras, and
Edward Iglesias is saying she may be a Leica but not a Hassie.
I think so.
Nice one. I can see that there's some music chat going on in the comments as well between Lux and Michael about synths and guitars, I think. So that's nice for them.
So Ed has put a comment. What's your go-to film stock and ISO?
Yes, I think I missed that one. Well, my go-to film stock, I mean, it's hard to define like go-to. Like, my go-to was like Color Plus, because it's like it was cheaper and I could buy a brick of it. But now it's kind of like creeping up to the other ones. So I would say like, I would probably say more like Ektar. Like,
I was going to say Ektar straight off the bat for you.
Yeah, for sure. I just think with go-to, like go-to is a bit different to favorite. You know, like favorite is like, you know, that's my favorite film stock is Ektar, but my go-to, I'm not putting Ektar in a camera every time I go out.
No, go-to one's probably one that maybe is cheaper, reliable, you know what you're shooting, rather than favorite. Yeah.
And 100 ISO is fine. And I have shot Ektar at night, the flash, and it looked great. Like, I think Ektar's a lot more capable than we maybe give it credit for, I think. But as far as like Color Plus normally, like I think I have 2 bricks of it at the moment, because we've sort of bought up a lot of it. That or Fuji like C200, because we got quite a lot of that a little while ago, and I think that's actually better than Color Plus. Like, it's got more character and more kind of like defining things. I think so. Yeah, I swing from, you know, do you swing from like Kodak to Fuji? You know, you're like, I love Fuji, and they're like, oh no, I'm all about like Kodak, and then it's like, you know, I don't know why we feel like we have to pick.
I like them all, to be honest. C200 is probably more my go-to over because of availability, and I think I really like C200. I would say that the Kodak films, like Gold, is obviously warmer. Kodak Color Plus is obviously warm, and it seems to have more grain to it. I would say C200 is more of a, I don't know. I think it's kind of almost a better 200 speed film if you're looking for something that hasn't got as much strong character. It's just a nice film. I don't know, that's what I would have thought, but I could be wrong.
I don't know, I feel like I've gotten really good, like the greens obviously are really good, and then
those Fuji greens,
and just like, I don't know, we've just got really good shots with it, and I don't know, I just feel like it's sometimes Color Plus can be a little bit like kind of neutral or bland, like looking like nothing, like in comparison to shooting something like Ektar.
Where are you getting your scans
really
done?
Popping. I actually haven't shot Color Plus in a while.
My C200 scans are very nice.
But I saw on Facebook somebody posted, or Lux showed me because I don't have Facebook. Somebody had pushed Kodak Color Plus, and it was like a girl on a beach, and she was wearing like all red. And it was like fill flash, so like that obviously enhanced it, but he was like, oh, I pushed Color Plus, and I was like, that's interesting.
I think I saw those shots.
Did you see that? Oh, they looked,
the red was like screaming.
It was like, it was just like, it was so like Lucy Lumen, like I was like, oh my god, I want to do that. So I'm
more
ready
Lucy
to like
than Lucy Lumen.
I'm ready to shoot, to push some Color Plus. If anyone's pushed Color Plus, let us know in the comments how you went with it. I haven't pushed that much film in my life, in my almost 30 years. So
new decade goals, Lucy Lumen.
yes, yeah.
Have we got any more hot topics? Matt Gutterman's hot topics. We've got to have another one, haven't we?
I read an article just before we hopped on, and it was very sort of poorly written, and it made me really angry. So I'll just touch on it.
Wait, is this one of my F-Stoppers articles?
No, it'd be more likely to be one of mine. I think you have a lot more practice with writing than I do. I think I'm getting better, but like I always sort of have to find myself having to like rearrange my sentences a lot, or like proofread. And obviously like the F-Stoppers editors will like, help you out and fix things up. But you're definitely the more well-written of the Matt.
When you say I have more practice, I write about one article every 3 months. So I think I have less practice.
That's true, actually. Yes. Yeah. I'm really proud of myself for keeping to my 4 articles a month for the last 3 months or 4 months I've been writing for them. So yes, I'm very proud of myself. But this article, it was on the like digicam camcorder sort of vintage digital trend. But the way it was written was very, like they interviewed kind of, the crowd of kind of younger girls that are shooting disposables. And, they sort of interviewed those types of people about it. And they kind of just were making fun of them. And like the guy that had wrote it was like kind of making out like, women have this frivolous interest in photography in this way. And then he went on to urge older readers, like kind of boomers and that sort of age group, to find your like early 2000s gear and sell it for an inflated price to these young people because they're so silly, and they'll pay for it. And I was like, my God, are we not struggling enough with like house prices and like all the other things that are going on that we then need you to list your Sony Cybershop for like this much or whatever. So I feel that the article probably was intended to make people angry, when you're reading something and it's very like, I understand that, but it did annoy me. I'll link it below and people can read and see what they think. I think Lux did put it on his story as well, but it wasn't particularly well written.
What website was it on?
I think it was, I'm not sure. Sure. Sorry. I'll have to have a look. I read it very quickly before we jumped on, but other than that, I don't have too many hot topics. I don't think so. Just lots of I've had lots of nice gifts. Actually, that's what I was going to show you. Ethan from Cameradactyl.
Oh yeah.
He sent me a little care package, and he sent me some grips for my cameras. Yes, I love this one. It's matching my outfit perfectly. So I'm loving the accessories.
And if anyone wanted to buy one, are they available on Cameradactyl website for sale?
They are. And I think you can choose like different colors, and you can, let him know if he doesn't have something that you want, because he 3D prints it all. And then we got one for Lux for his, and it's, they're not very like heavy, so it's not really adding any bulk, but it's just, really, really nice to have that like grip on the side. I've never used them before. So, so that's pretty cool. And then he sent me a bunch of other stuff as well. He sent me some like cool 3D printed like toys for Luca, like they're called stack bolts, and then they sort of screw in, so they're good for their like motor skills. So it was pretty cute. I'll have to send Ethan a photo of Luca playing with them. I think that's pretty much all we've really bought. I had like your lovely gift, and I'll be opening my pen FT in the morning, very excited. Woohoo. Anything that you has been on your mind, Matt, or any topics you want to share?
I'm actually just starting to think about, like I've been doing these videos for YouTube, and I guess, and I'm just thinking now, like I said, at the start of this episode, I had a couple of videos that didn't do so well. People are very passionate about Polaroids, but the Polaroid videos don't do that well. But I was sort of thinking about, I've got to start reviewing some of my, like the R1 review has done really well in the last 48 hours. So I'm actually thinking now about towards the end of this year, Lucy Lumen, I'm thinking, right, well, I really need to prioritize what camera reviews I'm doing. So I'm thinking I need to bring out all the big guns. I need to bring out the Contax T3, the Fujifilm Class S, the Minolta TC1. So I'm sort of in that sort of almost end of year frame of mind. I'm thinking like it's middle of October.
Yep.
How many more times am I going to get a chance to send film to the lab between now and Christmas?
That's true.
So I'm just in that end of year frame of mind, Lucy Lumen, thinking about what can I get done? What should I prioritize? And of course, we need to do a recap goals episode.
Definitely, we do. Yeah, I find it really helpful to like have goals for the year.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'm a real goal setting kind of person, and I think
Yeah,
it's
real
important.
go-getter.
I'm a real go-getter. Yeah, I'm a real achiever. I like to check in with the goals too, because sometimes we set them and then we kind of like set it and forget it, and we don't go back and go, okay. Because sometimes you set goals in January, but then you get halfway through the year and you're like, oh, actually that doesn't really interest me anymore, or apply. So I know that happened with the goals we set. But yeah, no, I'm feeling that too. I want to do a video on like going into 2023, what my intentions are for photography. And I think they're going to be a lot more about like process and like making projects and like kind of, because I've always just gone out and shot just to shoot, which is fine. Like, and I've really tried to make that like okay, because I think we do put a lot of pressure on like things having to mean something, or like creating a body of work, and it all gets really serious.
Do you want to talk? I actually hate that word work, and people talk about your work. I love your work, and this is my work. I know.
Yeah.
Like, to me, work is something I do to earn money to pay the mortgage. Like, to me, it's more of a passion. I wouldn't say, like, here is my passion, my Instax square. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say that, but I just call my images on my phone. There you go. Like, by the way, I've just rediscovered my Instax SQ6.
Yeah, very cute.
I'm loving it.
Yep, I think they're really cute.
Is this the time of the thing where we do the ba-da-ba-ba-ba?
I'm loving it.
That's it. Yeah, you're a better singer than me. You should totally. But yeah, I don't know. I know that you say work a lot, don't you?
Well, I only started saying it because I don't know, like other people were saying it. I
hate it. Every time someone says it, it's like nails on a chalkboard to me.
Yeah,
I love your work.
I love your work. I guess I started saying it because I feel like photography it's not secondary to what I'm doing now. And I had a chat with somebody on the podcast a few months ago. He was doing a uni project, and it was all about art versus content, because a lot of people don't like the word content. Like Molly discusses that in her latest newsletter. She's like, this isn't content because it's like that kind of implies like a negative thing to a lot of people, or like it's just being consumed. It's like, this is my art, So there's that whole discussion. It's a huge discussion, but as far as work, I think that kind of links in as well. But for me, I say it because I'm like, well, I'm doing a lot of other stuff as well, like writing. So it's just kind of an all-encompassing thing I can say of like my work, like as in my videos, and they're all creative. Some of them are more like F-Stoppers is probably a little bit less creative because, we are, I guess, employed by them, so you're producing this thing. I have no problem with the word content. Like I like it because I enjoy it and I have a good relationship with it. But yeah, work, I say it more from that perspective. And some people, I just like to emulate what other people say. So if I interview someone, sorry, I'll let you go.
Sorry, I was gonna say there's no right and wrong. It just, to me, it always like ruffles my feathers a little bit, like,
I know what you mean. I think it depends on the type of photographer you are. But if I interview somebody, like say if I was going to interview like Kyle McDougall, which I would love to. So if you're listening, Kyle, email me back on the podcast. I would sort of refer to Kyle
McDougall. All these, all these YouTubers.
I know. I'm just like all over I know. I don't remember.
You're a YouTube fangirl.
I don't remember like camera names or like lens specs as much as like Lux does, but I know all the names of the YouTubers, and like I know like what they're doing and like where they live and like what they're, so I'm very nosy like that. But Kyle McDougall, he's got people will know, comment in the comment below if you like his channel. I do really enjoy it. He's quite a big photography YouTuber, but he's very about the process. And
sure, I know the name. I probably watched his stuff before. I just can't connect.
Yeah, he's got a beard and that kind of doesn't really narrow it down. But he shoots landscapes
photographer with a beard. That narrows it down.
Sometimes he wears a beanie.
You may as well say you may be wearing a beanie.
Shoots a lot of 120 millimeter film.
Absolutely.
But he refers to things as work because he's like all about the process and so if I was going to interview him, I'd say that. I'd say, tell me about your work, because that's how he wants it to, so I would respect that. Whereas with you, I probably wouldn't say that because I know you're more like fun and kind of like, that's just not, it doesn't really vibe with you. It's not Matt Murray. You're just, yeah, woo.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's wrong. I just feel it's weird for me, but if anyone else wants to go, that's up to them. But should we do a roundup of the comments?
Yes.
But before we do that, if there's any quick fire questions you want to ask in the comments, everybody, or if there's any photography, film photography or digicam related questions that you have, or any just questions about everyday life. Do we see kangaroos bouncing down the street? Now is your opportunity, because I think we're going to wrap this up like a Christmas present pretty soon, aren't we?
Pretty soon. Yes. I got to go get my son. So yes, definitely. Yeah, we'll go through.
What do we got here? We've got,
what have we got here?
I love Color Plus, but it's so hard to find. Analog Dreams. Yeah, it's been quite common here lately, hasn't it, Lucy? It's been
people message me all the time saying they can't get it, but here we've had, it's been quite readily available. I went to Camera House and Ted's like a couple of days ago. They had heaps of it still in stock.
How much a roll?
It was $20 a roll in Camera House. I know, 20 Australian dollars. So how much is that US? Like,
oh my gosh, it's about 14 US.
Yeah. So
no,
$20, and then Ted's was a little bit cheaper. I think it was like 15 maybe.
No,
so
I picked up a whole load when we had a conversation about Color Plus a while ago, and I said I hated it. My wife was working in the city that day, and I looked it up, and it was 10 Australian dollars a roll, which is $6.50 US. And I said, really can you get me 3 rolls of it? And she went and got me 3 rolls.
Yep.
So I'm actually shocked that other places are selling it for a bit more.
Yeah.
C200 in the US, C200. Yes, of course, I forgot about that. C200 got replaced with the repackaged Kodak Gold. I forgot about that. C200's been pretty much been our staple here for the last few years, really. Like a cheap 200 speed color film. Kodak Gold, like Ultra. It used to be Ultramax here in Australia. Ultramax, if you went to Big W or a variety store or Kmart, Ultramax was everywhere. Ultramax disappeared, kind of thing, and C200 was pretty much one of the go-to cheap films that you could get here in Australia.
Yep, that's very true.
Keep it PG, please. Sorry for our outbursts.
I'm sorry.
Yes, we are sorry
for my outburst.
It is actually. Usually we can edit these things, so I apologize. We will try not to be potty mouthed the next time. Sorry about that.
Yes, I apologize.
Christina, if you could have one film stock return, not aerochrome, what would it be? For me, it's Kodak Select Royal Gold. Isn't Kodak Royal Gold? Isn't Kodak? I don't know about Kodak Select Royal Gold, but isn't Kodak Royal Gold? That's Ektar, right?
I don't know. Sure. I've never heard of that. I'm really bad with I'm not across all of the like older film stocks, because there were so many. Like, I'm so surprised when I like people tell me, I'm like, oh my God, like there were so many film stocks and now there's like hardly any. So, sorry, you go.
You go.
No, you know more. I don't know what this Kodak Select Royal Gold 200 is. So it's Ektar, pretty much, is what you're saying.
The obvious answer for me, I like high-speed color films. The obvious answer would be something like Superior 1600, which I would love to come back. However, I'm going to throw a bit of a curveball. They also made Ektar back in the olden days where we had, flip phones and all that kind of stuff.
Digicams.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Back in those days, they also made Ektar at 1,000 speed, ISO 1000.
Wow,
Kodak
really?
Ektar. So I would bring back the high speed Ektar, Lucy Lemon.
I'm keen on that. Yeah, I would love that. For sure. Yeah, definitely. Obviously, Riala, I would bring back, because that's just, it's beautiful, perfect. But I'm keen on this high speed Ektar would be cool too, for sure.
Absolutely. Nuno says they make Leicas here in Portugal. Yes, I forgot that. Yes, I don't know what parts or how much they make them.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I forgot that. They don't make them in Canada anymore. I'm pretty sure about that, but Portugal, yes, they do. Anthony wants a zine by Lucy. Tell us more. When's your zine coming out, Lucy?
So that was one of my goals for the year. And
wow.
I'm just not doing enough for you, Matt.
No.
I don't know. Like, I really struggle with this, because what I tend to do is like, I'll have a goal. I'll be like, I really want to make a zine. And then I put all this pressure on myself. I'm like, it has to be really good. It has to be really great. And like, people are going to be really disappointed if it's not like this. And it needs to be like new work that no one's ever seen, or it needs to be this like awesome project, or, and then I put all this pressure on myself, and I realized that like no one else even knows. And like, everyone would probably just be like, oh, cool. And I'm the one that's like weighing me down with like all this like pressure, anxiety and pressure over something. We're getting really deep here at the end. I'm under pressure. Beautiful singing, that.
Thank you. Oh no, I got terrible voice. Michael, was it Michelle? Michael he's focused on my typewriter. This is a typewriter in the background. I was actually going to go. Yes. I was actually going to go on a typewriter bender. I can't really go pick it up, but it's a lovely little typewriter. I've used it about twice. It just looks good over there.
It fits with the analog.
It does.
Theme. I like it.
Yeah.
Maybe I feel like that would fit in our house.
The
We've got a lot
keys
of,
kind of the keys kind of fall off a bit, so I had to use that. You know,
okay.
that Sugru, that multiple glue.
No.
And I had to stick the keys back on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool. You could write your next F-stoppers article on that one, Matt.
Camera house is expensive.
Oh yeah, camera house is ridiculous.
Matt, 10 Nikons or 1 Leica? Well, I've got thank you, Mig. I've actually got I've got a Nikon FM3 over there. So I'll go for the 1 Leica, you know, why not?
Oh really?
Yeah, for sure.
No, I'd go the 10 Nikons for sure. Yeah. Definitely.
I guess Mig didn't say what kind of Nikons. I'm thinking SLRs naturally, but I'd go the Leica because I'd never buy. I don't think I can't see myself buying a Leica.
Buying one, yep.
So it may as well just go with something I'll never buy. Why not?
I would just really like the Nikon 35 Ti. Like I would love to own that, like way more. If someone was like, "Here's a Leica," or "Here's that," I'd be like, "Take that."
Lucy,
for sure. I'm really interested.
How it's your birthday tomorrow?
Oh, Matt.
I'm pretty sure that Lux has bought you one.
He hasn't. He's broken the bank with the Pen FT. No, that's okay. Maybe that can be like my 40th. I can get a 35 if film's still about. It's a long time to wait. I don't need it. I just would like to. I'm interested to use it. You know.
Yeah. The favorite film camera I own. This is Ed. The favorite film camera I own is a Canonet G3QL. You've got some runs on the board with that kind of camera, haven't you, Lucy Lynn?
We do. We've got a couple.
You got a couple? Have you got that camera? Oh yeah, I got a couple.
I think we've got a couple. Just got a couple of them on the shelf. Yes, we do. We've got the same one that Hashim used to shoot his zine, and I was like, because it's a rangefinder, I'm pretty sure, and I was like, I just, I'm not interested. I don't want to use it. And then when we saw the photos, I was like, wow, this is a really, really good camera. And Hashim said to me, like, you should give it a go. So I definitely want to shoot it. Like the pictures Lux got were really, really nice, and it was like quite easy to use. So definitely a good camera for sure.
Analog Dreams has some Royal Gold 1000 that he needs to shoot. He or she needs to shoot, or they need to shoot. Very amazing. Glenn Hocking, it's my thing. The word work makes me get very awkward. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't love work either. I wish I wouldn't lotto. Either of you shoot black and white films? Well, there's a video on my channel where I shoot black and white films, and I throw my hands up in the air and say, I don't know whether these are any good or not because I don't shoot black and white. I did a review of Agent Shadow. Some of them are okay. Yeah, I quite like them. It did make me want to shoot some more A-Cross. I got some A-Cross in the fridge and some HP5. I occasionally shoot Delta 3200. What about you, Lucy Lemon? What black and white are you shooting?
I love the Cine Still BW-XX, which is just Kodak Eastman. I can't remember the numbers. But I love that. That's like my all-time. Oh my God, it is just so good. Like everything looks really cinematic, and when you push it, it's like grainy, but like, not too grainy, and it's really rich. I just absolutely love it. It's like,
is it the goat of black and white films?
It is 100% the goat. I'm going to write an article on it.
I was about to say, would you put the goat of black and white films in the goat of your Olympus Ricoh lenses?
Yes. Oh my God, what a
make double
combo.
Goat?
A double goat combo. I love
Twin
that.
Goats,
I'm gonna do it.
Excellent.
Yes, but yeah, I do like black and white. I think for people who don't develop it though, it ends up being quite expensive to get it developed.
Yeah.
Like, would you say that?
Generally.
Like people are like, oh, shoot black and white, it's cheaper. I'm like, well, for me, it's kind of not,
Yeah, if you're sending to a lab, most labs will charge you more for black and white.
Yeah.
There are a couple of labs in Australia that charge the same price, but most labs will charge a little bit more. I'm not sure what the reason is. I'm sure there's a very good reason though. Maybe it's probably more of a intensive process, I would guess.
Yeah, they can't just chuck it in a machine, and especially then if you push it, and so I understand why.
So there you go. If Peter from Mickey Guy is still listening, that's what Lucy thinks you do. You chuck it in a machine.
Chuck it in the machine,
and it comes out done. No other work or expertise
film live
involved.
In Australia. Chuck it in the machine.
Throw it in the machine. The C41 machine does the business. Beauty.
Oh God, I'm very removed from the process.
Did you take part in Holga Week?
I didn't know. I thought about it because I've got a Holga like 120 camera somewhere. We're both looking up on our shelves.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just didn't get around to it. I've just really struggled to even just shoot lately. But I'm gonna Noosa. I'm just gonna shoot so much film.
Noosa?
Yeah.
You're going to Noosa?
I am. I'm just gonna really go to town with shooting film because we'll be on our own. So we'll be able to shoot just like whenever we want. So yeah.
The weather's not going to be very good, is it?
Isn't it? I haven't looked because I'm
Oh, maybe it will be. Who cares? You and Lux will all be loved up, so you won't need any good weather, will you?
I don't know. I was planning on shooting some Ecta, but I might have to do some indoor flash photography, but we'll see. I'm sure there'll be pockets of time where
You might need that Polaroid camera.
where there's true. What else have we got here? I actually do need to wear glasses, and I'm struggling to see my screen from here. I will say. So I'm very George Costanza right now. Like I'm really switching to read these comments.
Coco, hello, Coco. Coco subscribes to my channel. Thank you. And probably yours as well. I just have to say thank you. I'm thoroughly enjoying this live stream and your mutual love of photography. Thank you so much, Coco.
Thank you. That's lovely. Thank you to everybody for joining and commenting. It's really it's really nice.
Michael, tell us if it's Michael or Michelle. In my city, the only camera store closed and the guitar shop is discounting, will be shut next month. Well, that sucks. You got no guitars, no film.
Yeah, I know. What would Lux do? He'd just be stuck with me and Luca.
Recipe for disaster.
What else have we got here? My comment was for Ed. I just got a whole
fantastic live stream, but please make it stop. Who wrote that? It was a joke. It was a joke. I made that up.
I was like, oh my god, who wrote that? I was about to.
No, I was
not PG.
I started reading Christina's. Reading Christina's, and I couldn't keep up. I couldn't say all the nice words, so I decided to make it.
Oh, that's so nice.
But that is lovely, Christina. Thank you. You guys are so much fun. Keep up the fun. We are Party Central.
Woo! Yeah, I'm sure we'll. This is so much better than doing it and then having to upload it, because it takes a long time to upload. Like,
not for me, because Lux did all the work, so I don't care.
You're just like done. What else have we got here? Ed, I have 12 cameras. But keep going back to the Canonet. Yep, great camera. Awesome, underrated camera for sure. Yep. Glenn Hocking, I love home dev. It's relaxing after loading the spools for freak out.
I can understand that. I can understand it being a relaxive, therapeutic, process-driven thing. Yeah, at the moment in my life, though, it's not for me.
Yeah, it depends where you're at.
Stuff going on.
It depends where you're at in your life, for sure. Yeah, and Glenn is a real he's a Renaissance man. He's got a big vinyl collection as well. And he did like a cool reel of like putting on some Smashing Pumpkins records the other day, which I really loved. So
ear bleeders. Speaking of ear bleeders, have we, it's one thing we haven't done. Do you want to talk about the last playlist from Analog Hour episode 4?
Yes. So that was the last playlist?
Well, yeah, that was about 6 months ago. It feels like.
I know, it's so long ago. What was the?
I don't know. Lucy Lumen Analog. I'm just googling now.
What was the?
It was HP5.
It was HP5. Yeah, it was HP5. So who won?
Which went down like a lead balloon with you.
Yeah, I chose. Mine was really like depressing. Like I chose like Joy Division and a bunch of other stuff.
There's a surprise.
Like I'm trying to. I've
got to go back
community
in your
posts.
Community posts. There's about 6,000 of them here. I'm going through.
I know. I love a community post.
There we go.
We'll have to go back.
The picture of you, is that you pregnant there?
It is me pregnant in Noosa.
Noosa.
When we went for our baby moon, like it's like honeymoon, but like.
Okay, here we go. So I've got the results here. So we've got Lucy's playlist and Matt's playlist.
Who won?
There were 47 votes.
Okay.
Now, an important piece of information here that we put a benchmark down a long time ago because of the, like in horse races, there's sometimes called a handicap. So they put more weight on the favored horse if the horse is favored for, he's got good form or, whatever. They put more weight on that horse so it can't win as easily. So we actually, this is a handicap voting system, basically. So basically we decided, we drew a line in the sand and we said anything over 30% Matt wins. Okay, because this is your channel, your people. They're all in tune with your ear bleeding songs that are quite depressing. And so we said 30% was the benchmark. And I'm pleased to announce that 47 votes, Matt's playlist got 40%, which is a win for Matt.
Oh wow,
that is a win for me.
That is a win. Well done, Matthew. Well done.
Even
with your handicap.
With my handicap.
Well done. Let's what I've forgotten what was on yours.
Mine was the British classics.
That's right.
The British are coming, wasn't it? It was the Stones, the Beatles, the Kinks.
It was like all round British bangers. Yeah. I mean, to be honest,
British bangers. Little bit of Britain, little bit of British bangers for your Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying, Lucy Lumen?
Some accents.
To remind you of the old home country, does it?
My mum sounds more like she's from Essex.
Where were you born? Were you born in England or Australia?
No, I was born in Perth.
Perth.
Yep. I was born in Perth. Yep.
Perth, Scotland, or Perth, Western Australia?
Western Australia. Yeah, because all the Poms like
Oh, the
emigrated
Poms
to
go over to
WA
Perth.
because it's a bit closer, I think. Or I'm not
G'day,
sure. So,
WA.
yes, I was born in WA, which Hashem was also born in Perth as well. Yes, there you go.
Explains a lot between you two.
Yes. To be honest, I would have probably picked your playlist as well because mine was I was just trying to make a statement about how I feel about black and white film. Like I only ever really go to shoot black and white film when it's like overcast and, you know, I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll just shoot some black and white. So
it's a sponsored post and you'll do
it. So this month,
what is
we're
it?
a little bit late. I chose the film stock.
Yes.
I chose Portra 400 to make a playlist that represents Portra 400 and how you feel about it. Yeah, everyone's favorite film. You know, some people love to hate it. So, do you shoot a lot of Portra 400?
I do, but I struggle to get it. You know those classic Portra tones of the two stops over exposure and that. I don't know. In the past, I've actually struggled to do that. Once when I was on the Isle of Wight, the only time I've been on the Isle of Wight actually for 6 days, of course, my zine every summer, I shot there, and I actually shot a roll of Portra 400 at ISO 200, so it's one stop overexposed, and I thought I'm going to get those light and airy Portra pastel tones, you know, and the colors turned out really almost Ectar-ish, really deep, rich colors. So it's a film that I have shot quite a bit. I do struggle to get those tones everyone else gets. So I usually would probably prefer to shoot. I just go with Gold 200 or Ultramax or an 800 speed film because I struggle to get the same look as everyone else. So I like it, but I just can't nail it.
Yeah, I'm not in love. I'm not in love with it. Like for me, I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it.
With Portra so I'd prefer. You know that song? I'm not in love.
Oh, 10cc. Yeah.
No, I'm not in love. Wasn't it Christopher Cross?
No, it's 10. I thought it was.
Oh, maybe you're right. Yeah.
I think it's 10cc. I'm like the real, like, you know, I'm not in love.
Oh man, I can't believe Lucy Lynn would beat me in an old fart song.
The only reason that I know that though, is because it's on the soundtrack to The Virgin Suicides, a Sofia Coppola movie.
I tell you what,
that soundtrack. That's the only reason I know the name.
I tell you, the best 10cc banger ever. We don't like cricket.
Oh, is that them as well?
No, we love it.
Oh, any song really that has cricket in,
any song that has cricket in, come on, it's a banger.
I guess so, yeah.
You're not feeling me. Okay, Portra 400 playlist.
So
let's wrap this up.
Playlist. So
people are rapidly turning off the live stream. By the way, we've gone from 600 watches to 2. So. I might have made those figures up, but
stop it. I am really gullible. If you and everyone else can tell, every time you say something, I just take it as gospel. So playlist. So Portra, I'd rather shoot Ectar. Like I would just shoot, I think they're a similar price, like they're on the higher end films, and I'm always going to choose Ectar over Portra. But in saying that, you know, I don't mind a bit of Portra. I'll shoot it if you've got it. So my playlist, which I'm trying to find here, I went with songs that are overplayed. They're still good, but they're very overplayed. Much like Portra
Uptown
400.
Funk. Is Uptown Funk on there?
No, I went for more old school songs because I guess that's just my jam. Like, that's just how I am. So I went with Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. Hugely overplayed.
Is that the one that was on TikTok recently?
I don't know. No, I haven't. I downloaded the app and I haven't gone on there.
Can you give us a few bars of it?
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm not going to be able to nail Dreams.
Oh, come on.
If you don't know Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, it's like,
how does it go?
You know, like
I know
playing it here. You know,
no, you don't play it. We'll get banned from YouTube.
Here I go again.
Yeah. That was the one that was on TikTok. The dude skating down the street and he's drinking his drink. Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's. I mean, it probably would make a nice background to something. Hugely overplayed. I mean, all of Fleetwood Mac's album Rumours is just like hugely overplayed. So for me, it's like very Portra 400.
Can I make a prediction? Is there any Kate Bush on this playlist?
There's not, no, but that could have definitely been
song
Running Up That Hill because it's Stranger
I love that
Things.
song.
Yeah.
Stranger Things ruined that song, and not because of all the Gen Z playing it now. I don't mind them playing it. They love it. That's great. Stranger Things. Every time I watch Stranger Things for about 5 episodes in a row, they played that song for about 20 minutes ago. Oh, by the end, I was just like, oh my gosh, stop playing that song.
For sure. Yep. I didn't get a chance to get that stuck in my head because I get the Postman Pat special delivery service. No, it's changed. It's changed. You're out of the loop.
Pat now.
He's like, yeah, he's got the special delivery service. It's way more exciting. So I get that stuck in my head. Because I'm a mum and that's just on all the time. Yeah. So the next overplayed song is Wonderwall by Oasis, which I don't need to sing because I'm sure you know it. You spent a considerable amount of time in the UK, and I mean, just worldwide, people love that song.
Someone once said to me, they said, you play way too much Oasis. I said, maybe.
You said definitely maybe.
Do you get it?
I do. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying.
You didn't get it.
Okay, I did. I thought you were referring to
didn't get the joke.
I thought you were referring to the album name. Definitely maybe. Okay.
Said maybe.
Oh, you're really killing me on this episode.
You're not in touch with your dad joke side, are you?
No, I'm really not. No. So Wonderwall, and then Stairway to Heaven, because hugely overplayed. I'm not a big fan. I don't like Led Zeppelin. Sorry, anyone in the comments. Lux is a big Led Zeppelin fan. I'm not a fan. And then Heart of Gold by Neil Young, which is like the most overplayed Neil Young song of all time.
Which one?
Heart of Gold by Neil Young. Oh my God, Matthew.
I probably know the song, but I just
feel
can't
like
think of it.
I'm your age and you're my age.
For sure.
Like,
for sure.
You're like, Uptown Funk, and I'm all like, Heart of Gold by Neil Young.
I'm like, that's that song that was on TikTok. I don't know it, but
and I'm
I know
like,
it was on TikTok.
I don't go on TikTok.
Heart of Gold. I'm just playing it in my my headphones so no one can hear it.
And I'm agreeing with Glenn here. Placebo cover, Running Up That Hill, and it's great. And there's also a great cover by a band called Chromatics, covering Running Up That Hill as well. I'm pretty sure.
I don't really know Heart of Gold. So. I don't think I know it.
Look, Matt, you just need to go and listen to the playlist and just
brush
up on your.
I'm more Neil Diamond rather than Neil Young. Sweet Caroline. Okay,
God. So your playlist. Let's go.
My Portra bangers. Portra kind of makes me happy. It's a kind of a nice film. You usually get those sun-drenched tones and the overexposure, and it kind of makes me happy. It's not quite full summer, but I just think happiness, air, and light. Oh, I just hit my microphone. Happiness, air, and light. So I thought, which songs kind of make me happy? But also, there's also a little bit of an element to this of songs that are a little bit perhaps cliche or overplayed, as you said. But there's a bit like embarrassing, maybe even. So the first song is Baby Shark. No, it's not Baby Shark. I just wanted to see what you do.
Oh my God. I was like, that is not a song. Baby Shark is not a song.
The people who made Baby Shark, they must be rolling in it. That has had so many views.
They must
the
be.
YouTube AdSense on that, Lucy Linden, will make you blush.
Through the roof.
Yeah.
Makes me want to ditch film photography.
Exactly. Start some Baby Shark channel. I think you should be like you and Lux should be like the Wiggles. You should move away from the serious adult stuff and go into the kids stuff.
You know what? There's a video at the school because we worked at the same school, I got asked to do some kids stuff for the YouTube during COVID for the kids to watch at home. So there were all these videos of me doing like play school type things, like jumping and clapping and whatever. And they got really popular. Like the kids would be like, "Oh my God, it's you from the video!" And we did talk briefly about starting.
You like the indie wiggle, aren't you?
Yeah, like we were like, we'll do like a YouTube channel for like kids and so that's I mean, we talked about it briefly and then we were like, we'll stick with film photography, but if I'm gonna get those Baby Shark dollars.
The indie wiggles. Okay, so my Portra 400 playlist I'm still trying to look at the comments to see make sure people are still actually watching. I'm not sure they are. Anyway, okay, so my Portra playlist is I thought of all the songs that made me happy. So it's a bit of a mix in here, Lucy Lemon. So first song is Pure Shores by the All Saints. Do you know it?
Oh, great song. I love that.
It's a cracker. Song. It's a cracker song.
Oh, it's so good. And in The Beach, it plays in the movie The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah,
that brings back childhood memories.
I think it was #1 in the UK when I was living there. It's a really good, very well produced song. Great lyrics, great everything.
Yeah, it's very Portra-y, like it's got those vibes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, and like it's like this, tropical island, something sinister going on. And there's actually I think there's a Hasselblad moment in that film, isn't it? At the beach, they're on the beach, there? Leo and his girlfriend, and they're looking up at the stars, and I think they've got a Hassie.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So and also Pure Shores by All Saints. There was this on TikTok. I learned many things, all of which must be true because they're on TikTok. But they said the 10 songs, if you have anxiety or you're stressed, there was 10 songs. You can look, probably Google this. There's 10 songs that will make you feel come back to normal. And it's all to do with the beats per minute, and but also the feel good nature of them. And Pure Shores by the All Saints is one of those songs. It's one of the songs that if you're stressed, it makes you feel better.
I just need to have that on just 24/7.
I know, right?
I am super stressed.
My next song is On Top of the World by the Imagine Dragons.
Do I know this song?
I'm on top of the world. Hey.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So I like that song. It's about, but it's also, there's also a bit of it's about being on top of the world, but it's also a bit about, when you're down and, so there's a kind of feeling about it, like not everything's happy. Sometimes you're down, and when you're down, you got to get up and get back on things, So
get back to it. Pick
that
yourself
song's
up
helped me in the past, when I'm feeling down and stuff, listen to that and feel better. My next song is a Fortnite inspired song. It's Dynamite by BTS. Do you know it?
No, I don't.
BTS are a K-pop band.
Okay.
Very,
I know the
famous,
K-pop thing's
very
like
rich
huge.
K-pop band. So Dynamite, no, life is dynamite. Might have heard it.
I don't know this. I don't know.
Haven't heard it on Surf FM down the Gold Coast, or
no. I listen to Rebel Radio in the car.
Okay.
So no.
So Dynamite by BTS. I've actually got the Fortnite emote for Dynamite by BTS. It's just a fun song.
Okay, I didn't know that Fortnite had music. Like I remember my brother played a lot of FIFA. Soccer, and like the soundtrack to that was always really good. Yeah, like Kasabian and like British bands and stuff. You get a real vibe. Like
Fortnite has, as well as having a skin. Like I always play in a monkey skin, like a sock monkey. But you can have little dances. They're called emotes, and they're like a little snippet of a song, and you buy them. And so there's all sorts of ones like "Say So" by Doja Cat or whoever her name is. Why don't you say so?
No.
Oh, no. Okay, right. So there's all the latest popular song. What about Rolly Rolly Rolly? Do you know that one? Rolly Rolly with a dab around.
No. Maybe if I heard the song, it was like Dua Lipa, like because people kept commenting me like, "You look like Dua Lipa." Is that how you say it? Dua Lipa.
I think it's
like,
Dua Lipa.
Oh, you look.
I've got that emote as well, by the way.
You look like her, and I'm like, who's that? And then I googled it, and I was like, then suddenly interested because people were saying that, oh, you look like her. And I listened to the music and I'm like, oh, I have heard this before, like in the shop or whatever. I've got that as well, that is a banger. I do like Dua. Yeah.
So anyway, so Dynamite by BTS, which is just a fun, silly song. It's just got all these lyrics like jump up to the top like LeBron. It's basically this Korean band singing these songs written by people from probably in Sweden. It's just fun and kind of nonsensy, but it's fun
silly,
and upbeat.
Yeah. Okay.
And the last song, I had to put a U2 song. I had to put a U2 banger in there, Lucy Lemon.
Oh, U2.
Mysterious Ways of Achtung Baby, 1991.
Nice one.
Life does work in mysterious ways, Lucy Lemon.
It does. That's very, very true.
It brought us together for the world's most popular film photography chat show by Matt Murray and Lucy Lemon.
Best live stream by Matt and Lucy.
Best live stream, Matt Murray and Lucy Lemon.
Definitely. I have a question. How do we end a live stream? Because Lux isn't here. He's gone to Bunnings. So I'm just here with all these screens and this microphone and all this tech. And I'm like, what do I do?
Is there a thing on YouTube where you just end it?
I'm not sure. I don't know if somebody
Is he getting his sausage sizzle on, is he?
The only, no, he's
Luca
definitely
will love
not.
BTS. Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to put it on for him. He does love a bit of
cameras.
He does love a bit of trash. Like, kids love that real high kind of
wow.
energy,
wow. You've offended Korea now. Korean music is trash. Canada is drab. How many other countries can we offend here today? Blimey.
You're going to put it in the book.
It's disgusting behavior. Lucy's online burn book will be available soon, everyone.
Yes, available for pre-order.
I should do this. I should sell these.
You could, yeah.
And double the price.
If I get to those Baby Shark numbers, then you could, yeah. Okay, well, the only way I know how to do it is
Christina.
is to end the Zoom chat, which will end our chat, which seems kind of rude.
Well, it's okay. We've been talking for
But we have been talking for an hour and 40 minutes. I don't know how much more Lucy Lumen, you or anyone else really wants it on their Sunday.
There's a limit. There's a
Saturday.
limit.
There's a limit. There's a limit to your love. For Lucy Lumen and Matt Murray. Okay.
So do we have any things to wrap up? Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you have a film stock for next time, or have you not thought of it yet for the next playlist?
I barely even know what I'm having for breakfast, let alone thought about the next analog hour in May 2024. No, I haven't thought about it yet.
Finally get around to it. Yeah, we know we'll be more regular now because we've got
when you're back from
the live stream. Yeah, we've got the live stream happening. I don't think there's anything else that I really need to say. Just thank you to everybody for like jumping on. And this is thank you so much, and thank you for commenting. And we will get better at like looking at the comments and taking questions from you guys. If there's anything you'd like to see, then comment below and like let us know. That's pretty much it, Matt. Is there anything else that you would like to say to the lovely listeners / watchers? Will this still be available on your podcast as well?
Yeah, I think this nonsense can be downloaded. I can rip
Maybe
the audio
you'd like
out.
To listen to it a second time just to make sure you haven't
If you want to
missed
listen to
anything.
this nonsense a second time, I will rip the audio from this when it goes on YouTube.
Perfect.
And I will put it on my podcast. I will do a little 3 or 4 minute intro because I don't do many podcasts anymore now. I'm on YouTube, so I'll just do a little update and tell people what's happening. And I'll put this on probably within 24 hours, or maybe 48 hours, depending on how lazy I'm feeling.
Don't put too much pressure on yourself.
No.
And the playlist will be on the community post very soon for you to vote on.
I haven't
you can go and listen to. I will. Matt needs to do his play.
I haven't done mine.
That's okay.
I was literally scrolling notes.
It'll be in
5 minutes before this live stream.
That's fine. No, it'll be next 24 to 48 hours. All of that stuff will be up. So, and I'll link everything we talked about below, like Molly's newsletter and all that cool stuff. That's it. Thank you so much for joining me, Matthew Murray. It's always a pleasure to chat with you.
Always a pleasure. Never a chore, Lucy.
BFF. Yeah. And thank you for my lovely birthday gifts as well. I'm very excited to get stuck into that book in Noosa.
Noosa.
Cool. Okay. All right. I'll see you soon, Matt. Thank you to everybody who's watching.
Thanks,
Have
everyone.
a great
Take
weekend.
Care. Keep shooting
Take
film.
Care.
Keep shooting your digicams.
Yeah, shoot your digicams. Save money, shoot your digicams.
I said keep shooting film before that, to be fair. I said keep shooting film before that.